"Congratulations, you're terminated." My wife's brother barked from behind the HR desk, his voice as hollow as the fake smile on his face. The words were sharp, clean, and final. I didn't flinch. I'd been expecting this. I reached into my pocket, pulled out my company badge, and placed it on the table with deliberate calm. He didn't even look at it, just stared at me like he was trying to enjoy the moment. "You have 30 minutes before the system fails," I told him, my tone low, almost conversational. "Tell my wife's mom I said good luck." His brow furrowed for a second. Then he smirked, thinking it was just one more cryptic jab from the disgruntled soon-to-be unemployed. But the panic in his eyes when I stood up, oh, that was priceless. I walked out of that corporate glass cage without a backward glance, but inside, a storm was tightening its grip. This wasn't just about losing my job. This was about betrayal, and not the corporate kind. The kind that cuts into the bone, into trust, into the nights you think someone's lying next to you because they love you. The truth had landed in my lap 2 weeks ago, wrapped in the innocent shape of an accidentally forwarded email. It was my wife's personal account, sent to the wrong contact, me. She'd been writing to someone named T. Casual, playful at first, then bold, intimate. I'd read every line, every "I miss you," every "last night was perfect," every photograph attachment that made my stomach twist. T was her boss. And not just any boss. He was the company's golden boy, the man who could do no wrong. He also happened to be the guy who'd pushed the budget cuts memo that conveniently had my name on it. It made sense now. The late nights she claimed were back-to-back meetings. The hotel receipts she said were for client events. The sudden distance in bed, masked with excuses about stress. She'd been careful, but not perfect. When I confronted her, she didn't cry. She didn't even deny it. She just stared at me, measuring her words, before saying, "We can't do this now. Not with everything going on." Everything going on, right? I could have walked away quietly, packed my bags, filed for divorce, let her keep her shiny life. But she underestimated how much I knew and what I could do. I'd spent the last 8 years working in system security for the company. I knew its networks better than anyone. I also knew where the cracks were, the vulnerabilities no one wanted to admit existed. Over the past 2 weeks, I'd been building something in the shadows, something the company's IT department wouldn't notice until it was too late. It wasn't malicious in the destructive sense, at least not for everyone. It was targeted, precise, a little time bomb that would wipe specific financial records, expose certain confidential emails, and force selection of very interesting attachments to the board of directors. Attachments featuring T and my wife, in situations HR would call grounds for immediate termination, if they weren't busy calling their lawyers first. That's why, when my wife's brother sat there in HR, gloating about my termination, I told him the system had 30 minutes. He thought it was a metaphor. It wasn't. By the time I walked into the parking garage, my phone vibrated. One message from an unknown number. "What did you do?" It was her. Another message came seconds later from an old friend still in IT. "We're shutting everything down. Files are disappearing, emails leaking. What's going on?" I smiled. The trap had been sprung. At 29 minutes and 17 seconds, the first email hit the press. At 30 minutes exactly, the internal company chat exploded with screenshot of the affair, time-stamped emails from company addresses, and proof of financial misconduct that T had buried for years. By the time I got home, she was waiting for me in the driveway, her hair messy, eyes wild. "What did you do?" she hissed, glancing at the neighbor's windows. I stepped past her toward the door, calm as ever. "Just told the truth. Everyone deserves to know who they're trusting." Her voice cracked, a mix of rage and fear. "You've ruined me." "No," I said, pausing in the doorway. "You did that yourself. I just made sure there was an audience." Inside, I grabbed my pre-packed bag from the hall closet. I'd already booked a ticket out of the city. This wasn't revenge for the sake of revenge. It was closure. She'd gambled with my life and assumed I'd just fold. But I'd been playing my own hand all along. As I walked out, she called after me, "You'll regret this." I didn't even look back. By nightfall, the company's name was trending for all the wrong reasons. T had resigned. My wife's brother was under investigation for covering up complaints. And my wife, well, her social media had gone dark. I sat in a quiet hotel room miles away, the glow of my laptop reflecting off the window. Outside, the city buzzed, unaware of the quiet satisfaction building in my chest. I hadn't just survived. I'd ended the game on my terms. And the best part? This was only the beginning.